Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be reviewing Gotham Episode 5, Viper. So let's get into some of these things. What did I think about the episode? First of all, I'm going to get into the whole Bruce and Alfred storyline that was going on. I thought that was really cool. A lot of cool stuff with them. We saw Bruce doing his detective work, because Batman is the world's greatest detective for a reason, right? Once again, I have to say that I feel they're kind of rushing Bruce a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what their long-term plan is for this show, but I feel like I liked what was going on. I just feel like when I see the show, I'm thinking like, how long will this show go on for? And I could see it going on for 5 seasons, but Bruce's story, I don't see it going for that long unless they're planning on writing him off soon or something. I don't know, but whatever they're planning, I just don't know how they're gonna handle Bruce in 2 or 3 seasons from now. Because everything that they're doing with him feels like he's going to be Batman in like a matter of days or months or something. Unless like season 2 flash forwards into the future, like 10 years from now, and then we see Bruce as an adult or something. That will be interesting for sure. I also thought it was really cool that Bruce went investigating into Wayne Enterprises to see what was going on there because of what happened with Arkham. I thought he found out some mysterious stuff that was going on, and now even Alfred is even looking into it, which that ending I thought was a great ending between Bruce and Alfred. They, like, no words even had to be said. Alfred just sat down beside him looking into files along with Bruce, and I thought that was a nice way, to kind of end that story today. Just the look that they gave each other, which, sometimes you don't have to be an amazing actor. As long as you have, you know the right emotion and the right look to give, I think you can really get that point across on what both of those characters are thinking. So I think those two actors did a really good job in that scene together. The Gordon storyline I thought was cool too. He's investigating this case, and Penguin is now back, and he confesses to Maroni what the hell's going on, and Maroni doesn't believe him at first. So then he gets Gordon, and he makes Gordon tell the story to see if it lines up with what Penguin told him. And when it does, Penguin becomes a new, little pawn in this chess game between Maroni and Falcone. And I thought that was all cool too, how that was all played out. I'm finally starting to understand this whole thing with Fish Mooney finally. I really enjoy this. She has a hidden agenda against Falcone, which I think is really cool, and it's going to be really interesting to see how everything plays out between these characters, because Fish definitely, all these characters have their own little plans in mind, and it's going to be interesting to see who is going to win victorious. I have a feeling it's going to be Penguin, because come on, he's going to be that villain that Batman's going to have to face for a reason, right? So obviously I think he'll come out on top, unless they don't want the Penguin to go that far ahead just yet, because if a season 2 comes, maybe they don't want him at that high peak just yet. It all depends what they have planned for these characters, and it's hard to tell with this show how far they're planning, because it's not like Arrow or The Flash, where those producers have planned far ahead. The producers of Arrow have said they've planned enough plans for 5 seasons, and now even for The Flash, they've came out and said that they have plans enough for 3 seasons. Of course, plans can change and they can expand on it, but I feel with Gotham it's a little bit different. I feel like they haven't planned that far ahead, and this could just be a 1 season shot. And I don't know. we'll just have to see. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, and maybe they did have a plan. But so far, a lot of the episodes like are very filler-ish. I mean, there's character stuff that's going on. There's a whole arc, obviously, with Maroni and Falcone, this war between them. And then there's other characters' arcs which are moving. But it's like, how far can you take them? And, I'm obviously not one of the writers of the show, so I don't know. And that's the stuff that I'm just worried about. I hope they have a long-term plan in mind. Always plan ahead, like you'll never know what's gonna happen. And I say this because the show Once Upon a Time, when you watch that show, the first season of that series really started off great and strong. And then after, once it got to season 2, it felt like, oh, now they're dragging because they didn't realize they were going to go on this long. Season 1 was brilliant to me, but season 2, you could tell they didn't plan that far ahead. Or at least I feel that way. And I still enjoy that show too, but staying on point with Gotham, I just hope they have something planned beyond season 1, just in case, just in case. But yeah, if they are planning a one full season thing, I'm enjoying everything so far. So the villain of this episode I thought was interesting. Viper, who was giving drugs to people, a special type of drug that kind of seemed superpower-ish, in my opinion. It wasn't really, it was like, it gave people enhanced strength and made them go a little crazy. I thought that was cool. I just thought it seemed out of the ordinary, and maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, I don't know. Will we see something like that again? Something that gets a little bit out of the ordinary? That will be interesting, because it seems like the show wants to keep grounded in some sense, and I don't know if they want to get into like the whole superpowered creatures type of thing. Like, I don't know if we'll ever see characters like Killer Croc or Clayface or villains, Batman villains like that. I don't think we'll see that, especially like Ra's al Ghul. For sure we won't see him, because I think he's already tied up with Arrow, and so yeah, I doubt they have plans for any of those characters. But Viper seemed to be that villain that kind of, like, when I saw that first guy that they were chasing, Gordon and Bullock, the guy who lifted up the ATM machine over his head, and I was like, what is this? Superpowers or something? This guy's almost like Superman. Okay, it was an ATM machine, so it wasn't like he was picking up a car or something like that, but still, obviously when he started to lose focus or lose his powers, that ATM crushed him, right? So it had to be like something like super strength or high adrenaline or something like that. So I just thought that was interesting to note. So guys, what can I say? I'm gonna give this episode an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good, a lot of fun, a little cheesy with the superpowered thing. I'm not gonna say cheesy because I hate using that term. To me, I don't mind a little bit of cheese, but like there was one part where the villain, not the villain, the guy at the beginning who was picking up the ATM machine, I thought that was a little corny. When he was starting to lose, I was like, what's going on? And it just looked awkward the way he died. So I don't know, that's just me, maybe everyone else. I still enjoyed the episode. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, I can't wait for next week. So let's hope to all tune in, guys. See you next time.